by dreams that were meant to come true. Love was there, I could not see it, so the voice of salvation came shining through you, and you said, God is all there is. God is all there will ever be. God is all there is. God is all there will ever be. In the sky over my mind was lightning and thunder. I never could trust it could finally be right. The truth in your eyes said, don't worry, don't wonder. You sang me a song that has shattered the lie, and you said, God is all there is. God is all there will ever be. God is all there is. God is all there will ever be. And like the shepherd, you pulled me through. When my heart was troubled, I didn't know what to do. Your compassion planted a seed in my life. Now the flowers in me. All the time I'm singing. All the time I'm singing. God is all there will ever be. God is all there is. God is all there will ever be. If your wings are heavy, you cannot fly. Haunted by dreams that were meant to come true. God is right there, you just have to see it. Let the voice of salvation come shining through you, and just sing, God is all there is. God is all there will ever be. God is all there is. God is all there will ever be. God is all there is. God is all there will ever be.
Recording in progress.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I am Reverend Greta Sesheta. This is the Sanctuary of the Spirit. And whoever you are most welcome here, wherever you are in your journey, your spiritual journey to becoming more of who and what you really are. You are most welcome. So we always start with a prayer, and I feel the prayer praying me and revealing itself, making itself known through and as my heart, my words, the Spirit within me. It's full of gratitude and thanksgiving for this day and this breath, for this moment, for this life, for this love that we realize, for the power that is within us and all around us, that is sacred, that is divine, that is special, that is unique to each one of us. Each one of us here made in the spiritual image and likeness and out of the very life of God, out of the breath of God. The breath of God is breathing us. We are breathing in one accord with the only thing that is. This is the truth that we know. It's the truth that we give thanks for. That this ministry is a divine idea in the mind of God, just as each one of us is a divine, perfect and complete, unique expression of one life. We give thanks for this ministry. We give thanks for our coming together in just this way, standing virtually in a circle of oneness, of light and unity and harmony and love. We give thanks for everything that unfolds this day, this morning, through and as this service and through and as spiritual communities, everywhere where people are gathered together in celebration of the one. And even though there is the experience of that which looks like disharmony, we know the truth that is being revealed right now because it's happening in the hearts of each one of us. We give thanks for this. We let it be so. And we say, and so it is, which means amen. Thank you so much, each of you, again, for being here. Again, welcome to the Sanctuary of the Spirit. You know, I have shared some writings by Joyce Ruff before. She writes these beautiful prayers and poems. And I thought that she was no longer in this plane. I thought she had made her transition, but I found that she had a newsletter. And I got it. I asked for a copy of the newsletter and I got it. And she put a link to a song. And I went to the link and the song was so beautiful. And I thought that I was hearing the voice of an angel. And I found the performer's name, the singer's name, and I emailed her. Her name is Velma Fry. And I just told her that I had just become acquainted with her and how beautiful her song was. And she emailed me back that she was happy to know me. And then I emailed her and I said, you know, I have a Sunday service and I would love to play your song at the service. And, you know, will you give me permission? And she said she would be happy to. So the musical inspiration this morning is a song called O Living Breath of God. And it's a poem that was written by Macrina Werdiker. And she asked her friend, Velma Fry, who is the singer, she asked Velma Fry to write music to accompany the poems that she had written this book about. And so, O Living Breath of God is a poem written by Macrina Werdiker. And the music is composed by Velma Fry, who I emailed yesterday, and performed by her. I think that it is just so beautiful. It's a poem, it's a song, it's a prayer, it's an evocation, it's a benediction, it's all of that. So I just invite you just to take a deep breath and let go of anything that has come before this moment, anything that's coming after, and just let yourself be bathed in this beauty. O living breath of God.
Living breath of Awaken us this day. Open the windows of our souls. Open the walls of our minds. Open the doors of our hearts. Awaken us to hope. Awaken us to joy. Awaken us to the coming of the light.
Wow. I think that's really breathtakingly beautiful. The name of the book is 7 Sacred Pauses, and this is one of the poems in the book. It's really beautiful. Open the windows of our soul, the walls of our minds, the doors of our hearts. Such a blessing. Well, last week our theme was all my children, and I was really moved in talking about the children, especially the children in Gaza and Sudan and Ukraine, and children right down the street that are living in challenging situations. And they are still in my heart today, and I hope that you had a chance to reflect on your thought about the children and ways that you can do what you can to make the world a better place for them. And we were talking about how everything that we do can contribute to the world being a more loving, harmonious place. Every thought we think, even the littlest things, either contribute to what it is that we want or distract from it or take from it. This is a part of our spiritual practice, our daily practice of remembering who we are and whose we are and what we're here for. And I was thinking about the childlike innocence of the little ones, and the master teacher saying, let the children come to me, don't push them away, don't turn away from them. And I think that really influenced me to think about how we can find spiritual truths in very simple things. And the idea came of finding these spiritual truths in fairy tales and fables. And I was thinking about the road that we're on from once upon a lifetime to living happily ever after. And so sometimes I think we can feel like maybe we're living in a fairy tale that has gone all wrong. There are plenty of the bad guys, the villains, but where are the good guys? Where are the heroes? How can this be happening for real? In my personal life, in my family, in my community, in my country, on the planet, how can these things we never thought could be unfolding? How could we get so far off of the track? And where are the heroes? And where are the magic wands? Where are the genies to fulfill my wishes? It is as if we are living in a fairy tale, but for reals, we are not the villain. We are not the victim. The truth is that we are the hero. We are the heroine. And we are the author of this wonderful tale that can only be told through us. Our tale is not like anybody else's. It's not supposed to be. It is uniquely the tale of our lifetimes. And the challenges that we have every day in many different ways, they're not obstacles to our living happily ever after. They actually are the way. They are making it possible for us to be invited into who we really are so that we can live happily ever after. And so this morning I just wanted to take us through travel through a journey of some timeless tales that many of us know that actually do reveal eternal truths, that are actually telling us what we need to know, to realize, to remember, to live happily ever after, which is what we're supposed to be doing moment to moment, living happily, living a fulfilled and joyful, healthy and prosperous, wonderful life. And there's so many different stories and so many different ways to tell these truths. And you're living one, you're writing it through your living, your unique tale. I don't know what yours is called or what you might think to call it, but maybe one of these stories that I share will resonate with you, will remind you of something that you really have forgotten. Because these are truths that most people don't want us to know, don't want us to remember. But they're right here, revealing themselves right in plain sight. So the first tale begins with a creature that just can't seem to fit in. You probably have heard it, the story of the ugly duckling who was ridiculed and rejected and told repeatedly that they were wrong looking and wrong sounding and wrong acting and wrong being. Sound familiar? I mean, today we'd probably say wrong party, wrong culture, wrong color, wrong shape, wrong age. And at one time or another, many times in our lives, we are made to feel like the ugly duckling, like we don't fit in. And we're not up to the standards. We're too much of this and we're not enough of that. We're too liberal. We're too conservative. We're too different to belong in the special in crowd. And so the duckling's journey through all of the rejection, all of the isolation, all the criticism, it kind of mirrors our spiritual journey, our spiritual awakening. There comes a time in all of our lives when what we need to do is to leave the barnyard of conformity and move out into the wilderness of self-discovery, discovering who we really are. The duckling didn't become a swan. The duckling was a swan all along. The other people just didn't know it. And so it is that your true nature, it doesn't depend on anybody else's idea of who you are or who you're supposed to be, how you're supposed to be. Your journey does call for you sometimes to be quiet, to be alone. And the more quiet you become, the more you're able to hear and to sense and to catch who you really are. Because who's in there in that quiet is your spirit, And your spirit is the spirit of the divine presence. And when you're in there with all those chickens, you can't discriminate between who they are. You can't discern the difference between who they are and who you really are. Not just who you're becoming, but who you are already. It's just that to others, you might not look like they think you should look. But the magic is never about changing who you are. It's always about realizing, remembering who you are. And that if you don't fit in, it's because you weren't created with a cookie cutter. You were created uniquely yourself. Like a snowflake, not one is the same. And so it is that our beauty and our grace and our confidence is not bestowed on us by other people. It comes from within us, already given as a gift to be opened and shared. You are a unique expression, created for a divine purpose in this lifetime. This very lifetime. And so as you are on this journey of remembering and recapturing and re-expressing who you are, you can learn from two little kids, Hansel and Gretel, about the importance of leaving breadcrumbs of faith along your path. Those breadcrumbs that you can drop and leave along your path, they actually are your spiritual practice. They represent spiritual practice. How and when and where you pray and contemplate and meditate and serve and share and give and love. All of these they act like breadcrumbs to guide you home to your true self. Especially when the voices all around you try to lead you astray, try to lead you in the paths of distraction and destruction. But no matter how dark a forest can become, there is always a path back home to love and to truth and to harmony. And so, with the emperor and his new clothes that he was tricked into thinking that he was wearing, and the entire kingdom participated in the collective delusion of the emperor has these special new clothes, and only special intelligent people can see them. And so the adults who were afraid of appearing foolish or strange thought, oh yes, it's wonderful. Isn't it wonderful, his clothes? And they didn't even exist. And only a child who wasn't concerned about trying to fit in, who wasn't concerned about conforming or impressing other people, he just spoke the simple truth. The emperor has no clothes. Oh my goodness. Can you relate to that? I mean, how often have you found yourself in a similar situation today? In these times where truth is under attack, where opinions are presented as facts and criminals are hailed as heroes. And we're told that we should just nod and smile and accept as true what we know absolutely is false. But we smile and we nod because there is a fear of being ridiculed, of being rejected, of being having a target on our back. There's a fear of sanctions. There's a fear of tariffs. There's a fear of unlawful deportation to a foreign and unforgiving land. But the truth doesn't require agreement by the majority. It doesn't need to be defended by us. It doesn't need to be explained by us. It just needs to be felt and known and expressed through us, either through our words or our actions or our thoughts. The children in their innocence, their perception isn't clouded by fear and guilt and things that other people think, unless those things are put upon them, those things that are not true. Children in alignment with truth can see clearly. Their hearts are pure, and they naturally seem to have the courage to speak what is true. We have the opportunity to speak what is true or act in alignment with truth, even when it can feel uncomfortable, even when we can feel a little shy or a little embarrassed. There is that courage within us that allows us to speak or to be the truth. The child didn't create the truth. The child just revealed what everybody knew but were afraid to say. So if you had been standing there in the procession when the emperor went by, you would have known that he didn't have any clothes on. Just like you knew that people were not eating their neighbors' dogs and cats. But did you sense it? Did you align with the truth? Did you say, that's not true? That was a simple opportunity. And there are many others continuously to know the truth and to know that you are in alignment with it. It doesn't mean that you have to go stand out on the corner with a sign unless that's what you're called to do. But the most important thing is how it feels within you. That is what sustains you and carries you. There's another story. In some places it's called Chicken Little. Other places it's Henny Penny. But Henny Penny, Chicken Little thought that the sky was falling because an acorn fell on her head. And she ran around telling everybody, oh, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. And she caused panic everywhere, and people were afraid that the sky was falling. But her story just underscores the importance of being able to distinguish between a real threat and an imagined or made-up threat. Not every alarm deserves your attention. Not every alarm is worthy of your attention, of your anxiety, of your concern. But when the truth itself is under siege, then how you relate to that truth matters. How you voice it or demonstrate it matters. And then, of course, there is Jack and the Beanstalk, who traded his family's cow for some magic beans. And it was a decision that just seemed foolish to everybody. I mean, his mother was furious, and his neighbors are just shaking his head at this poor boy. But Jack saw possibility where other people saw only loss. And he planted those seeds of faith, and they grew into a pathway to unlimited abundance beyond what he could ever have imagined. So these days we are asked to trade what we feel is our security and our comfort and our familiar ways of being for something that seems uncertain and not sure, too new, too different. And the challenges that we face, the divisiveness, the climate change, the economic uncertainty, they are all feeling as daunting as a giant's castle in the clouds. But what appears to be loss or limitation often contains the seeds of infinite possibility that you can't see from the outside looking in at these little seeds. The current circumstances, the challenges that you're having, the challenges that I'm having right now, as difficult as they seem, they're not our destination. They actually are the ground in which we're planting the seeds of faith that are going to grow, that are growing. Actually, the things that we're going through today are specially designed for us in order that we can build our faith. Our faith is building because we have these challenges. If we didn't have them, there wouldn't be any need for faith. And so this is a part of a plan that is divine, that is for our highest good, that is, again, higher than what we can see, beyond what we actually know if we're here feeling like the victim in the story. We need to be willing to plant those magic beans of faith, beans of hope and love and harmony, even when other people don't understand why we're doing that, what that's for. Don't you know? Don't you live in the real world? They don't understand that these seeds are for planting, and they're for protecting, and they're for nourishing, blessing. They grow. The beanstalk grew not just because of the seeds, but because Jack had the faith to plant them, and then he had the courage to climb, to move up higher, move up beyond the horizon to the mountaintop consciousness. And the circumstances change not because of magic tricks, but because of our actions that are based on truth. And also because of God's grace that is ever and always with us and always for us. Our actions and God's grace bring access to resources and infinite possibilities that we never imagined were possible. And we keep our eyes on the prize. So the three little pigs remind you that as you climb toward your dreams, you build on solid foundations, on higher ground. Houses that are made of straw and sticks, like the temporary solutions that we make based on fear or convenience. Those houses of straw and sticks, they can't withstand the storm. The song in the Bible says, "Don't labor in vain." Know that only a brick house, a dwelling place of spiritual principle, can provide true and lasting safety and security. This is why we dwell in the house of the Lord, not in a house of lies. Goldilocks ventured into the home of the three bears, and she tested everything she saw. The chairs, the porridge, the beds. She was looking for something that was just right for her. In our current situation, we're often told that we have to choose between extremes. It's got to be too hot or it's going to be too cold. Got to be too hard or it's going to be too soft. Got to be too right or it's going to be wrong or it's going to be left. It's got to be us and ours or them and theirs. But Goldilocks teaches a third way, and it is a way of discernment and of balance, a middle path, a middle way. And in this world of extremes, wisdom lies in finding that middle path, that honors both truth and love, both justice and mercy, both standing firm and being flexible. The just right balance. It isn't a compromise between two wrongs. It's a recognition of a higher truth that embraces the truth of all things, of all extremes. So like Jack climbing his beanstalk, we rise above the fray to gain a divine perspective, to see and to know what is really going on. Like the ugly duckling, we refuse to let others' ideas of ourselves diminish our beauty, our worth. In every fairy tale, including yours, the magic isn't really magic at all. It's the recognition of what was always true about you. The ugly duckling was always a swan. The emperor was always naked. Jack always had the courage to climb, and Goldilocks always had the wisdom to discern what was just right. So let climbing above and beyond your circumstances become part of the story of your life. It's what you do. It's the way you roll. When facing your giants, remember Jack's courage. That courage is within you. What beanstalk is calling you to climb it? What comfortable limitations are you being asked to trade for the infinite possibilities of good? Let speaking truth to love become your second nature. Channel a child's clarity and courage. And you've always been enough. You've always been intelligent. You've always been brilliant. You've always had everything you need within you to do whatever it is you came here to do. And it's never too late. This story is unfolding right now. Can you feel it? Can you see it? Don't you know that this is your truth? You can create, voice, and start to write a new theme throughout your story. You can take a pencil, you can write it on your heart, the place where you found the truth for yourself and you discovered the courage to act on the truth that you know. That you are unique, that you are special, that you are here to fulfill a divine and perfect purpose. Wow, what a story that could be, that each day you're dropping breadcrumbs of faith and spiritual practice. You're discerning that an acorn falling on your head is not an emergency. What is emerging is your true identity, which is a spiritual being, a brilliant spiritual being that came here to learn certain things as a human and has always had the guidance and direction within that was necessary, needed, and desired. So once upon a lifetime is right now. And the so-called fairy tales aren't to escape reality. They can actually be a roadmap to reality. And happily ever after isn't what happens when you solved all your problems. Happily ever after is what you get to choose right now, moment to moment. You get to embrace your true nature, who it is that you really are. So like the one that was thought to be an ugly duckling, stop trying to fit into the chicken coop culture. You are a swan. Act like one. Think like one. Love like one. And bless the chickens. Let them embrace their true nature. Own your own sense of balance. Never too much and never too little. Be willing to live happily ever after, not by avoiding life's difficulties, but by meeting them with the spiritual resources that you always had, which are love and faith, which are understanding and intelligence, which are guidance and peace. The ending of your story, it isn't finished yet because you're still writing it. Every choice you make, every word you speak, every act of love you perform adds another line, another theme. And how does your story end? Hopefully there's such a happy ending that's another beginning that you want to just keep telling it, and that it is told over and over by those who love you and those who love your story. Fairy tales do come true, and so do you. Come true to who you really are. Once upon this lifetime, choose to live happily ever after continuously. And then on the last page of the last line, you can write, and so it is, which means Amen. God is so good. God is so good. I give thanks for this power and presence that is everywhere, revealing itself through and as everything, through and as the simple things, through and as the seemingly innocent things, through and as the clamoring things. God is good, is everywhere I am. And I am is the name of the hero of the story. I am is the name of each one of us. Each one of us here, the hero of the lifetime that we live. It's not a fantasy. It is real. It is for real. The real deal in God. The real choice that we get to make over and over and over again. To smile and nod our heads and say, yes, isn't the emperor wonderful? Isn't the king glorious? Or to say, I stand with God. I see the infinite possibilities unfolding before me. I'm willing to climb. I'm willing to see and to be the truth to be seen by others through me, through the I am that I am. I'm claiming my joy. I'm claiming my health. I'm claiming my prosperity. I'm claiming my good. Because God is for me and nothing can be against me. And all that the Father has is for me. As His child, as her child, as her creation, as His creation, I am that I am. Empowered and emboldened, beautiful, strong, in alignment, in attunement. I am that I am. I give thanks for this opportunity to bless the I am of each one, to bless the stories, our individual, precious, unique stories that are being told and retold and rewritten and revised and reappreciated. I give thanks for the opportunity to bless those everywhere who are in the middle of a story that has war and famine and unhappiness and insecurity. And I'm finding the spiritual truth that is guiding my thought and my love of them and their experience into all that they are meant to have and be and know. And I trust this truth. And I trust the infinite power of good within each one of us. And I trust that all things are unfolding for the highest and best of all concerned everywhere. I know what it looks like. I don't care what it looks like. I care about the presence of God revealing itself as peace and harmony and love and forgiveness and intelligence, guidance, direction, and wholeness, holiness, all of us, each of us, part of the whole. I give great thanks that this is so, and I accept it for myself. The truth I know I accept, and I allow it to be expressed through and as my life, this magnificent life. With gratitude, I let it be. And so it is. Amen. I hope that you could find yourself somewhere in one of those stories. I hope that one of them fully resonated with you. I'm grateful that you've been here with me to share it with you. And this is a time of sharing for all of us in whatever way feels right and good for you, to support this ministry as it supports you and if it supports you. And you can do that with Zelle or PayPal, which are wonderful ways to do it, or through my website, or through Venmo, or mailing a check. Any donation makes it possible for you to express your gratitude and to incorporate yourself into the giving is receiving is giving is receiving. And so as you have received, if you care to support with a tax-deductible donation of any size, it would be most appreciated. If you care to support by sharing and liking, following, or commenting on Facebook, or sharing, liking, subscribing, or commenting on YouTube, this helps to support the ministry. It helps more people to become aware of it. And I'm grateful and thankful for your support and for your love. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this community. It's an online community, a digital community, but we are together. We can be more together in a virtual space than we can feel together with a whole bunch of people, shoulder to shoulder. And you are important to it. Your participation and your love and your support is what keeps it going, is what supports its reason for being. So thank you. This week, see if you can be aware of real truths revealing themselves through simple, unexpected ways. Because the choir sings this song, all around you there are signs to light your way. There are signs, there are symbols, there are sentences, there are thoughts embedded in everything that are there so that something in you can resonate with it and say, yes, that's me. That is for me. I am for that. I did put the name of the song in our chat here on Zoom, and I will also put the name of the song and the book that the song is written in on Facebook and on YouTube. If this ministry is supporting you or helping you in any way, please leave a comment. Please email me at revgreta@me.com to let me know what is working for you, to let me know what you would really like to hear more about. I love to be talking about what you want to hear about. And so thank you, everybody, for being here today. I appreciate you. I love you. I thank God for you. And I look forward to seeing you next Sunday, God willing. Thank you all. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Yes.
Everybody have a good week.
Thank you, Reverend Greta. Thank you, everyone. Reverend Greta, I just want you to know that last week when Augie seen you, he said, "That's Grandma. I want to go with her. I love her." I was like, exactly. I feel the same way you feel.
Thank you. I accept.
He loved you. He felt your energy. I said, when I first seen her, I felt the same way.
Thank you. Have a great week. See you
Thank
soon.
you.
Bye.
Thank you, Reverend Greta.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Hilda.
Record.